Hi, today is the 25th of October, 2012, and my name is Damien Sky Knight. I am a female to male trans, and this YouTube channel specifically is to record my journey. I have, I think, 2 other channels, but I haven't logged into either of them in a long time, so one of them has quite a few videos, actually, so I probably should log back into that one sometime. Anyway, this video I was going to read a entry of my journal from almost 4 years ago now, 3 to 4 years ago. Forgive me, a lot of ums. But I wrote about my feelings as a transgendered person and coming out. So I'm going to read that, and then this time, hopefully, in reading it, I don't start crying like I did 3 years ago when I posted it the same on YouTube under my Scaled Like Star account. Alright, so here we go. Pinocchio, to be a real boy. Pinocchio, am I a real boy? Blue Fairy, no, Pinocchio. To make Geppetto's wish come true will be entirely up to you. Up to me, Blue Fairy says. Prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish, and someday you will be a real boy. Pinocchio, a real boy. Oh, how like Pinocchio I am. The Blue Fairy looking at me, and I say, am I a real boy? No, Damien, you have to do that on your own. You have to become a real boy. How unfair it seems. Others are born real boys, but I was born a puppet. When I was little, I used to dream about dressing as a boy. I was 6 years old when I learned I wasn't a little boy. I was running outside with my shirt off when my dad told me I couldn't. But the other boys do, Daddy. And he said, you are not a boy, you're a girl. I cried that night and imagined what it would be like to dress up as a boy and have a boy's name and go into Disney World and be able to use the boys' restroom. Over time, I sort of forgot about it, although my fantasy was always played out. When I played pretend with my sisters, so I had the outlet. I always was the male character in our games. Whenever we played pretend, they all played females, even the tomboy of our family, Jessie. But I was a male. So I suppose that's where the fantasy stayed. It was in these games I was the puppet trying to be real. In 3rd grade, I began having sexual feelings for people, but I was shocked to realize that I had a crush on my best friend, Ashley. She became my first girlfriend, and only girlfriend. When she moved away, I found myself attracted to Heather, but I knew I couldn't ask Heather. I knew that my parents thought being gay was immoral. Just imagine if they knew that I didn't see myself as gay, but as a straight boy in a girl's body. Then puberty hit, and oh, it was horrid, but my stepmom unknowingly relieved some of the pain. For me, she had my hair cut like a boy's and stopped forcing me in dresses. She even said I would have made a cute little boy. This propelled my mind to almost tell my parents, make me a boy, please. But no, my father was youth coordinator at our church, and my mother was kinship leader. They openly objected to homosexuality and transgenders, and I knew I had to bury it. Then I was diagnosed with bipolar. Around the same time as I shoved this to the back of my mind, I spent years hating my own image in the mirror and being suicidal and homicidal and wishing that everyone would understand me. I got out of institutions at 19. While in them, I was so drugged that I'd forgotten who I was. But once out, I slowly remembered that I was Pinocchio. And I shoved it back and threw myself at every man I met so I could feel like a real girl. So I wouldn't have to accept that I wasn't female inside. I met Wolf, and I truly fell in love with the only man I could ever love. And I was afraid of losing him, so I swallowed it and lied to him. We got married, and slowly truths I hid, I confessed. Yes, I like women, I told him. But I loved him, and he's the only man for me. Then I tell him during the Maury show on sex changes that when I was younger I wanted to be a boy. He laughed. He thought I was joking. So I laughed too and didn't say anything. Then Wolf left for boot camp, and after a month of him being gone, all of it unraveled for me. I was one of the boys when I was a kid. My old school photos, I looked at them and I looked like a butch lesbian. I'll bet a pretty handsome one, but still, with my appearance, how did no one know? Even in 6th grade, a teacher had mistaken me for a boy. How did I live through this long denying it? Would I have gone through the change like I had seen others do at 16 if I'd just been brave enough? Then I had to tell Wolf, remember that one time when I said I wished I was a boy? I wasn't kidding. Do you know how it feels to tell your husband that? Especially after watching shows where marriages are ruined because the husband gets a sex change and the wife can't stay with the woman. And see, I don't want him leaving me just because I'm the wrong gender for him. I want him to love me for me. And so that was that. That I wrote 3 years ago. I have since found my first girlfriend, and we are sort of back together. I mean, our relationship's complicated. I mean, we understand what it is, but others don't, but that's okay. I'm fine with that. She's fine with it. So in that sense, I'm happy that I did find her. And unfortunately, throughout this process, I have lost my husband. I'll call him Wolf or Akron. His name's Aaron. He and I are still best friends, and we're in the process of a divorce, unfortunately. So, I mean, it's sad in that sense that has come to that, but I can't expect him to stay if he's not, you know, he's straight and I'm pansexual. So, I mean, at the time I wrote it, I really did feel that, you know, that, you know, I wanted him to stay. That I could get him to be as open to people as I was. I'm a lover of the soul and not gender, and I'd hoped he would be too. But you can't change somebody. It would be like trying to tell a gay person to be straight. I can't do that to him. If he's not gay, then why force him to stay with a man? So I had to let that go and just be glad that he's my best friend. So anyway, this is the start of my journey. This is the start of video recording it here. I mean, so thank you all for watching. Eventually I'll hopefully have good cameras instead of just my webcam. But right now this is what I have. Bye.